What are the implications of the success of NATO and of the Muslims in Libya who launched the attack and succeeded, at least in Tripoli, in bringing down the government of Muammar al-Gaddafi, and then winning recognition, diplomatic recognition around the world, even Malaysia, one of the first states to recognize the new regime in Libya was Malaysia. All the pro-American governments in the world quickly recognized. But surprisingly, Russia also recognized, and China also recognized very quickly.
Muammar Gaddafi has lost legitimacy to lead, and he must leave.
لن تحصل مظاهرات في ليبيا اطلاقا ولن تطلق النار على اي متظاهرين.
يكذب ما يراه الناس بعيونهم.
تحداهم يجوا يثبتوا هذا.
My message has been strong and consistent. The violence must stop.
تحداهم يجوا يشوفوا ممكن الدم قاعد موجود.
Monsieur Kadhafi n'est plus un interlocuteur. Il doit partir.
Whosoever turns to them for friendship and alliance, فَإِنَّهُ مِنْهُمْ. Allah says in the Quran, you've lost your Islam. You've lost your Islam. You now belong to them. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَهْدِي الْقَوْمَ الظَّالِمِينَ. Surely Allah provides no guidance for wicked people. And so the trademark of that alliance is going to be wickedness. And what did they do in Libya? These brothers of ours who were taken for a ride, who had eyes and yet could not see, they joined the alliance with NATO. They called for NATO to come and bomb. And now they are riding triumphantly that we have liberated Libya. No, you've not. NATO is in control. And you'll have to answer to Allah on the last day because you lost your Islam. Not only that, you now have a rope around Egypt's neck. And that rope is tightening now. Because Egypt is now in a perilous situation. NATO will attack from the west, Israel will attack from the east. They're not going to leave. They wanted Libya for a particular reason that our Muslim brothers could not understand. Eating halwa. They wanted to be in Libya because Egypt is the target. And you have to send in ground troops into Egypt. You can't do it with drones as you're doing it in Pakistan. And so now with the success in Libya, when Israel launches her attack on Egypt, Israel will launch the attack from the east, and NATO will launch the attack from the west, ground troops. This is in addition to the air, and this is in addition to a naval blockade of Egypt. Will the Egyptian government survive? Will the Egyptian state survive? Given the pathetic state of Islamic scholarship today, because it's the ulama, they are the guides of the ummah, not the excellencies, the ministers of government, not the newspapers, and not the television sets. I don't see any obstacle in the way of their achieving their objective in Egypt. But they're not going to stop with simply seizing the eastern delta. They're going to break up Egypt into small bits and pieces, so that the small bits and pieces can never pose a threat to Israel. A word for the so-called mujahideen who waged the struggle against Gaddafi. I hope you're listening to me. And I hope all the other allies of NATO, including the Turkish Prime Minister, are listening to me. Here is a verse of the Quran. And you do well to study the Quran. In Surah Al-Ma'idah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes a statement of profound importance. And in this verse he explains to us the world today. Listen one more time. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, O you who have faith in Allah, la tattakhidul yahuda wal nasara awliya. Do not take the Jews and do not take the Christians as your friends and allies. If we use the lazy man's methodology, the defective methodology, we will come to the conclusion that Allah is speaking about all Christians and He's speaking about all Jews. This is a lazy man's methodology. But when you use the proper methodology, you see something else. Or look at that other verse in Surah Al-Baqarah. وَلَن تَرْضَى عَنْكَ الْيَهُودِ وَلَن نَصَارَى حَتَّى تَتَّبِعَ مِلَّتَهُمْ. And the Jews and the Christians will never rest contented until they get you to follow them in their way of life, their religion.